Hello, today I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot a ground fault on a Notifier 1010 panel. As you can see, the system is in trouble right now. It shows ground earth fault detected in wiring or system T12. The T12 is basically a internal error message. So we're going to go ahead and try to isolate our ground. As you can see, this is an older generation 1010 panel with an XP transponder. So what we need to do first, we need to isolate the ground and see where it's coming from. Usually, the ground fault pretty much can be coming from anywhere in the system. So first of all, we need to identify what is actually causing it. So we're going to look at the power supply, main power supply first, and we want to make sure that the condition, all of these LEDs are turned off. This is a normal condition on the Notifier power supply. This is MPS 24A power supply, and once again, this is normal condition. Notice that this even green LED light is turned off as well. Also, the XP transponder also has a power supply in it, and right now we don't see any lights there, so we're pretty much good to go. As you can see, if we would have had some yellow lights indicators, the right two LEDs would have been lit up yellow, and if one of them were lit up or both of them were lit up yellow, it would have meant that the ground fault is coming from a transponder here. You can see ground fault indication here. So we know that our ground fault is not coming from the power supply, main power supply, so it has to be somewhere else. So we're gonna take a look. We're gonna open up the door. Just drop this screw, open this up, and there's our guts here. This is our CPU, our SIB board, and here's the actual indicator of our ground fault. As you can see, this yellow LED there is lit up. This is an indication of the ground fault. The card below is the card behind this SIB card is our loop board card, okay, and that is the terminal right there, okay, where our data loop is connected to. It's one of the loops. Actually, the 1010 panel has several addressable loops connected to it. That happens to be one of them right there. So as you can see, there's a green, yellow light for the ground fault, and what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and try to isolate where the ground coming from. As you can see, I have a couple. Actually, SLC. This is a good spot to break the loop. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my pair of wires and see if the yellow light will clear. If it does, then I pretty much know that the ground fault is coming from that circuit. Okay, so just disconnected it, and as you can see, that light just went out. Okay, so I know that this is my this is a field wiring that is going to the field, and that's what's causing the problem. Let's go ahead and acknowledge all of these troubles here. As you can see, they're all coming as invalid replies. And now we can see that the cable that we disconnected is our loop cable, and this is the addressable loop, and all devices will be on loop 1. How can I tell? Well, this address here, this 3-digit number, this is our basically unique address for each device. See, 116 117. What I'm doing, I'm pressing acknowledge step button to scroll through the troubles. As you can see, the troubles are, we're scrolling through them. So basically 1 means loop 1, 21 means the device number. So as you can see, we disconnected this loop, and our ground fault cleared away, so we know all of these devices here. That's where we're gonna have to take a look first and see where the ground is fault coming from. Okay, guys. After talking with a building engineer, I found out that someone recently wired up a new flow and tamper, and I decided to go ahead and check that area first. Always when you come in and you have ground faults, just talk to the people, talk to property managers, talk to the building engineers, and ask them simple questions. Do you guys have any water leaks? Did anyone recently pull some wires? Do you have construction? Because usually the ground fault occurs when someone does something around your fire alarm wiring. So anyways, I did disconnected my flow and tamper. I'm going to see if disconnecting those two devices cleared my ground fault here. As you can see, a bunch of the devices are still showing invalid reply, such as smoke detector, elevator lobby, and different things. Okay, so let's go ahead and reconnect the wires here. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Am I gonna be able to do that? Once again, our goal is to make sure that that ground fault LED is not coming back. Okay, let me turn the camera off for a second, and I'll show you when I reconnected those wires. Okay, but actually it's a good indication. The ground fault LED still did not lead up, so I think we're still in a good shape. So give me a second. Okay, as you can see, the wires are back together. Everything is happy. No ground fault LED lead up yet. This panel is pretty slow, but I think we're getting there. So right now the system is going through initializing process and trying to find those devices that I just reconnected. So eventually we will just see devices that we disconnected. Okay. And right now, as you can see, I'm scrolling through troubles, and the only devices that is showing to me is showing my invalid reply from a water flow device 126. As you can see, 126. If I press again step button, it goes to the next trouble, the next device. Show me 174, which is the address for my other device. So it's loop 1 device 74, and it's a sprinkler monitor. So as you can see, after reconnecting those two, disconnecting actually those two devices, the ground did not come back yet. So I'm gonna go back to those devices and see what's going on there. All right. So let me show you what did I find there. Okay, guys, here's the water flow and a new tamper switch that was installed a few days ago. That's what the engineer told me. So I got my meter set up here, and so I can show you guys what I'm gonna do. I basically grounded one of my leads. As you can see, my meter is a bit of grounded my leads. I put my jumper to a conduit, and now we're gonna read and see if we can find any abnormalities in our readings. As you can see, I pulled out 2 monitor modules out of the junction box. Right now my panel is clear of ground, and so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna read my every wire to the ground, and I'm going to check and see what it shows. The normal condition right now, basically I put my one of my leads to the wiring, and one of my leads is grounded to a conduit. So my meter shows open, which is a good sign. So what I'm going to do, once again, I'm going to check another cable here, and once again my meter is reading normal. So I'm going to go to a different module. This module monitors the temper switch. So I'm going to one of my positive leads on that module, and right away I can see some abnormalities. It's not critical, but if I check my negative wire to the ground, I'm reading 330K, 320K, which is not normal. Again, this is not a hard ground. Obviously it's coming from the other side of the module. The module, this side here is connected to our data loop, and this side is actually connected to the device that we're monitoring. So most likely the wiring that is connected to the device is causing the ground on that side, and we need to, in fact, let's go ahead and check it actually. We can go to one of the wire nuts here, and once again we're reading 260 Ks on this side, and if we go to another side, it is also 260K. So it's definitely something is causing our ground there. So I'm gonna get in there and check it out and see what it is. Okay guys, here's the tamper. This is a junction box that I've just opened. That's my connection to the tamper switch, okay? That's why my wires went through this flex to the monitor module, okay? So right now just put a couple jumpers again, just so it would be easier for me to show you. As you can see, I am using my meter. Once again, one of my leads is grounded here, okay? And another lead is connected to a wire on my monitor module. As you can see, I'm reading 97K, which is, again, it's not a hard ground, but it's definitely a good indication of that we have a ground here. And here's what I found, guys. See, they've used one pair to connect this to my monitor module. As you can see, there's a end-of-line resistor there, but they left another pair inside of the box, and as you can see, those ends are not isolated, and one of the ends, actually both of them, are grounded there at the box. And as you can see, all it is, it's just very simple. It's just wire touching a metal surface right there. So what we need to do, we need to isolate those cables. As you can see, I'm showing 96K. All I need to do, as you can see, I'm just removing the wires from the box. See, we just went open. Everything's clear. See those two wires? All we're going to do is just going to isolate those wires, and there you go. The ground fault will be gone away. See? This little booger causing all of this problems. And there you go. You got the green panel. Everything's back to normal. As you can see, it shows the whole system's normal. And the green light for AC power is on, and everything else is clear. So good to go. Thanks for watching.